Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Hello, everybody at home, and welcome to Second Contact, a Lower Decks commentary podcast. I am your co-host, Tristan Riddell, and with me, as always, is...
Charlene Schmidt.
Charlene Schmidt. Today, we are talking about episode 309, the penultimate episode of Season 3, called Trusted Sources. And this is a very interesting episode, which has been preceded by a very interesting and diverse season. And this is how it's described. A visiting reporter on the Cerritos puts Captain Freeman on edge. And that's to put it lightly.
No kidding, right? That is definitely underestimating what really happens here. Captain Freeman can get really uptight.
It's true. This episode gives you a Beckett that you think is like, oh my god, this is so annoying when she does this. She's so selfish. But then, of course, we have a twist later on. So I really can't. This is a very different episode. Like, on its face, it doesn't seem like a different episode, but it really rolls out to be one. So I can't wait to talk about it.
No, you're right. It totally does. So let's jump right in. I'm excited to talk about the many twists that are in this episode, which I have to assume are leading right into our next episode next week, which is the season finale.
A friggin' season finale goes by too quickly. So if this is your first time listening to us, what we do is we do a commentary for the episode. And so queue up your episode by going on Paramount Plus or however you watch. And as soon as the Star Trek logo opening, the fanfare is done, as soon as you see the Cerritos swoosh by and you see the Star Trek logo, pause it. And then we'll do 3, 2, 1, hit play. And then that way you will be synced up with us. Now, if you want to follow along, you can. If not, if you're out for a walk or driving, you just want to listen, then you can do that as well, because we will make it entertaining either way. So is everybody ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I was born ready. So here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1, play.
All right. Off we go. Coming off a big episode like Crisis Point 2, I was wondering, just how are they going to keep building the momentum? Because Lower Decks does this. The ends of their seasons usually build up to explosive, action-packed things. And so going into this episode, Trusted Sources, I didn't know if we were in for a mystery or what. I was just kind of excited. And like you said at the top of the show, this is a very different episode. It really played with my expectations.
Yes, this was, like I said before, on its surface, it's just seems like the usual, same old kind of not second contact, Lower Decks kind of episode where, Freeman feels put upon for being a Cali class captain, and the Admiralty is throwing her a bone with Operation Swing By. And then a reporter's going to come and report on it, and you're just like, oh, the hijinks that is going to ensue with a reporter coming for the swing by. Things are going to go crazy, But
right,
that does happen, but not in the way that you expect. And
no, not even close.
And when we got the Trusted Sources episode name pop up in the corner, because I didn't look it up beforehand, like I didn't see the name of it. I just clicked on it. And when we saw Trusted Sources and we knew that a reporter was coming, I was like, oh man, I hope this isn't too much of a commentary of what's going on right now. There's
right. Like, no, enough already. This is our escapist entertainment. We can deal with the hell that's going on in our real world otherwise, like the rest of the time.
Yeah, and I know that Star Trek is great for dealing with that kind of stuff. It really is. And I'm not saying that Star Trek shouldn't reflect our current times, because it absolutely should. It's
True.
Just with this specific thing, with this specific show
right.
and this specific topic, I was like, I don't want to talk about this right now.
Yeah, I did wonder too if that's where this was heading, and I was not terribly excited about it for that very reason. Just like, no, I really don't wanna. And I don't know, the way this episode was going for a little while, like say in the first half, it kind of feels like that humdrum almost trope of what a Star Trek Lower Decks episode is. It's painting by all the right numbers. And so I thought, okay, is it going to be like the stupid hokey tale where the reporter sees a bunch of crazy things, like she sees people going wild during buffer time, but then her final report, like Freeman thinks it's going to be a disaster, but like her final report is like, oh, they're so charming, I love them so much. And they kind of did that, but in a completely different way.
Yes, yeah, that was exactly how I guarantee everyone thought this was going to go. Like if you've seen the show before, you know anything about storytelling, that is very much what you think we're going to get. So we get an Enterprise, a next gen throwback with the Enterprise D with the Ornara and Brekka storyline, which I always thought was interesting because it was the Say No to Drugs episode in the 80s.
That's right.
And I love that, like, Freeman even straight up says, and Picard just left cold turkey? Nice cute
little...
He straight up was just like, I'm going to cut communications between these two people because one is taking advantage of the other, and let's just roll the dice and hope it goes well.
Which is kind of what we did with the Just Say No campaign. Like, just don't do it, kids. You're not going to do it, right? We like, good? Okay, we're going to move on now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it totally worked.
I thought, okay, Mariner covered in blueberry, not jam, but like pie filling. She goes from this deck all the way down to her quarters and is still leaving footprints. Is it like, are her boots filled with it? Like, does she have a dispenser in her pants? Like, what is going on here?
I think she's, just drowning in blueberry juice, which I have to admit, I was craving blueberry pancakes the whole time I was watching this episode this morning. Just sounded really good.
So we don't get too much of Rutherford, Tindy, and Boimler in this episode. They're not absent, but there's not a lot of focus on the three of them.
No, it's a little bit of a departure from what we've been having as of late, minus the peanut hamper episode, which was largely her. But we've seen a lot of them working together as a foursome rather than the split up. But this episode focuses, I'd say, specifically on Mariner and Captain Freeman and their relationship, because we're going for that dynamic one more time, but with that little bit of a twist where you think it's Beckett Mariner, or should I call her Bucket Mariner?
That was fun.
Screwing things up. And of course, no, not really. It's actually Captain Freeman who's going to screw everything up this time.
So the reporter is wearing an emblem that looks like a variation of the emblem that we see in other movies and in other times that we've seen journalists in Star Trek, which is rare.
Very rare.
And so it was cool to see that again.
Yeah, the continuity was great, and I'm very bummed that the pie eating contest it got canceled. Really? Oh, pie? No, you can't have innocent fun like a pie eating contest. What's so wrong about that?
I think this was one of the first moments I think that the show was telling us that this is going to get different, because in a normal Lower Decks episode, we would have seen the pie eating contest, regardless of what was going on. Because what would have happened is Beckett would have found a way to have the pie eating contest no matter what, and then the reporter would have walked in, and then things would have gone crazy, and Freeman would have been embarrassed. And that, again, it is. I know this term has been overused a lot lately, but it's subverting expectations, but in a very good way. Also,
no, it's true though.
I've been a video producer. I've been in video production for 19 years.
You're so
can't
old.
stand that Star Trek has such a lack of imagination when it comes to futuristic video production, which is so insane because this is what these people literally do for a living.
Right?
But when you look at Picard, and when you like with the opening of Picard season 1, and you look at this, it's just such a lack of imagination when it comes to the camera. Like, why do they have lapel mics? Why do they have lapel mics? Why do they need lights? They don't need lights. This is a holographic capture. It should just scan the room for what's going on, and then you just pick what it is later. And if a little comm badge can pick up an entire room's audio, you do not need a lapel mic. It's just, and then I thought maybe like, okay, maybe that's just for like a backup mic. And they'll remove it in post. Like when we see the final product of the interview, you won't see the lapel mic. Nope, still there. And then right here, they're being recorded, but they're not wearing lapel mics. What's the deal? What's going on? It pisses me off, folks.
Go, Tristan, go. Rant, buddy. Yeah. I love it, but you're absolutely right.
This show should get canceled. No.
Gene Roddenberry would be rolling in his grave if he saw this. Okay.
Think of Gene's vision, people.
Oh, man. The lack of technological innovation and of imagination of journalism in the future, I think is a sci-fi failure, not just with Star Trek, but very much including Star Trek. Babylon 5 tried it too, and with very mixed results. Like there was a drone recording for the camera and that sort of a thing. Like in the day was probably a novel concept, but nowadays, not so much. And yeah, like you said, hollow imagers, hello.
Yeah, it's a hollow imager. Scan the room. You don't need any lights.
Yeah, which tells me that journalism is... sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, it was like so we get to the mural. On the planet. The mural where like at the beginning, you see the Enterprise flying away and people's hands are outreached. And then you see just absolute bedlam of people just like grabbing and like going crazy, and then everybody's like nude and fit.
Right. Yes. There's like this weird absolute chaos and one butt. Very prominent butt. Yeah.
Girl butt. Yeah.
Everybody else is wearing clothes, but there's a butt.
Yeah, very strong snoo girl butt.
Very fit butt, yeah.
So they said like for 10 to 15 years it was crazy. And they've been gone 17 years. So they've only had 17 years of peace?
I mean,
why would the addiction not addiction, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're recovering from addiction, like there's a specific
just
term.
Your recovery.
Yeah, just recover. I guess I'm blank. But why would recovery take more than a decade? Shouldn't it take max a year? Maybe I'm oversimplifying here, but
yeah, I think you are, because physically the process probably doesn't take too long, but mentally, like all of the things like restructuring your life, creating a whole new life without drugs, that is the hardest part. That's why a lot of people relapse so hard, because creating that new environment that's a lot safer for you once you're out of rehab is really freaking difficult. Most people go back to the situation that enabled that pattern in the first place, and it takes a lot of tries, honestly, to get on a different road and make it successful. It's very, very difficult. So 14 years seems about right.
Two things about that. You're absolutely right. But they wouldn't have had the drug to go back to. But
yes.
Second thing that I'm completely not including and thinking about that would totally explain all this is their entire economy was built on it.
That's also true. So not only are they restructuring like their brain neural pathways and restructuring how they live, they're restructuring their entire society to function in a different way.
So like 10 to 14 years and you have a total economic collapse because of complete mass drug addiction.
Right.
Yeah, that totally makes sense then.
100%. And I do find it great because a lot of people, when they do get off drugs and rebuild their lives, they do like a 180. They embrace health and fitness. They value their body. They treat it so much better. And so it makes sense that these guys are just all about fitness now. Made me laugh a little bit.
Or, I mean, like you talked about, where they could go back and try again. Like they could be going back to, I said like, oh, well, they didn't have the drug to go back to. Who knows if they didn't go to something else? They didn't go to drink or go to something, like a different kind of drug. Yeah.
There's all the attempts to recreate the drug, find a substitute that didn't work, and then try other drugs, see what happens with that until you maybe just finally throw in the towel and say, okay, I've got a lot of hard work to do. It's time to live a life without this.
So I take it back, McMahon. I take it back. So
yeah, it's actually a very...
At the end, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like at the end of the reporter listing things about all the craziness that's going on that we've seen as an audience, she does list one thing that we haven't seen, And she says, like, and there seems to be a lot of Q stuff. So there has to have been Q stuff that's been going on behind the scenes that we have not been witness to.
Apparently so. We've seen little hints of it, but this does lend to the idea that a lot more has been going on. Are we going to learn about that in the future? Gosh, I hope so.
Oh, especially since I guess it's spoilers for season 2 of Picard, but I can't talk about that. But this is
go watch it.
This was an intense scene between Freeman and Mariner. In my perspective, almost a little too intense from Freeman.
Yeah.
Because I know she's on edge and I know that gets crazy sometimes and she goes overboard, but if she didn't have that final line of "I don't even know if I can call you my daughter anymore," I'd be like, okay, like you've put up with her this far with this much,
right?
Like,
What's so different?
Who your daughter is, yeah. Like, if she just said like, "You're no longer my ensign or my problem," and just left it at that, would have been fine.
Yeah, I actually thought she was playing it up because she's trying to create some drama for the reporter, so that she has a story to tell. And I thought, oh, she's trying to play this situation a little bit. And that's not at all really what was happening. But for a while, that's what I wondered was going on, is she got the whole crew on board to basically reject Mariner. And then the story is Mariner's reaction. Yeah. And she's being played.
The only way that I can think of it, even though I don't agree with it, I'm with you on that one where it's just like, what else is going on? But even though I don't agree with the creative decision, I know why they did it, because same reason why they had Jennifer turn her back on Mariner, which friggin' sucks.
Yes.
They had to cut all ties. Like they had to cut her mother tie. Like, I mean, the tie to her mother, the tie to Jennifer. And so all that was left was with the lower deckers, like just with
they're the only ones who will talk.
And Boimler. But that's not enough for her. Like I think she's been kicked to the side. She's left crews before. She's left other lower deckers. She's left other friends, but she hasn't. I bet that she hasn't left a significant other and her mother and her crew in the same day.
Probably not. And she's very visibly upset about it. Like, she knows this routine. She hates it. But here you go again. Like, somehow this managed to happen one more time. And so she's just very resigned to her fate at this point, which is so sad. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, because you start to think, because she's reacting so honestly to herself, like she would have probably said something to Boimler about what she actually said if it was bad. But because she didn't, I think it leads us to believe, oh, okay, so maybe this is just a big misunderstanding. Like maybe she wasn't being the typical Mariner. I also want to say we have this old ass shuttle from season 1 of TNG that's covered in dirt, and they're also wearing season 1 TNG Delta shields.
Yes.
So
they haven't gotten any doesn't uniform. Have the best.
Yeah, they clearly have stuff from 20 years ago, and no one cares to update their equipment, let alone their uniforms.
They're the bottom of the barrel, baby. I do love that we finally have a glimpse anyway of what Starbase 80 is about, but I hope we don't stop with this episode because, things are unorganized, things aren't great on Starbase 80, but why does everybody hate it so much? I don't know if we've gotten enough to fully understand that.
It's got to be on the edge of something. Like, it's got to be something on the edge of on a certain type of space or where it's what's the term I'm looking for? Like, it can't be important. Like, it can't be on like Deep Space Nine where it's the center of commerce and trade and negotiation, everything like that. It's got to be boring but tumultuous where they have to have a presence there.
Right. Yeah, it's like the lowest station you could possibly have in Starfleet.
So we're at the sister planet, and what was going through your mind when we landed here? Like, what did you think was going to happen?
It certainly wasn't what did happen, which was like the Breen invasion. I'm like, oh, the Breen? Okay.
Yeah. What a surprise!
I was not sure really where this was leading, so this part was a complete surprise as to what was going on. What were you thinking?
I was thinking that maybe they got hooked on their own supply because their economy trashed, but they had all these extra drugs.
Sure.
And then somehow they got hooked on it, but then destroyed themselves when the other people, found a way to survive. I don't know.
Sure.
I was just trying to think of something that was totally opposite from what we saw. I definitely didn't expect the Breen to show up.
Definitely not. I like your theory, though. That makes a lot of sense. But probably a little too obvious, which is why we didn't get that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I defy you to say, like, oh, I totally saw the Breen coming.
Yeah. Come on. Nobody did. Nobody's thinking of the Breen. Sorry.
We got a Dominion War reference just then from the reporter, which is always nice to see that, Mima.
Little callback. Mima! She's so cute. I love that that's like the first thing our counselor does is he's going to call his mom because he's in the center chair and she would just be so charmed by seeing her little boy.
So we're seeing the Breen ships that are, the same type of ships that we saw during the Dominion War in Deep Space Nine, and they have clearly upgraded weapons.
Apparently so, right?
In the Dominion War, they had a weapon like that that would get rid of make the shields useless, but we found a way to get to the Federation found a way to counteract that, but they found a way to counteract our counteract, and I wasn't quite sure where this was going to go. I was really hoping, like when the Breen were, coming in and like pushing them around and beating them up, I was really hoping I was just like, don't have a ship swoop in. Like, just don't have a ship swoop in and save the day. Please.
That's the most obvious thing, but the twist is that it's basically a drone ship. It's an uninhabited, no crew ship. And like, it surprises me that Starfleet hasn't done more of that sooner, especially for battles. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Well, yeah. But the thing is, though, is that Starfleet always prides themselves in being non-militaristic, even though they are militaristic. Like, it's a paramilitary where, they don't make warships. Like, it wasn't until the Borg threat when they even thought about making a warship, and then they made the Defiant and then a couple other Defiant-class ships, and that was it.
True.
And then it wasn't until they got, the Dominion War happened where they're just like, oh, we have to completely rethink this. And so this is post-Dominion War.
Yeah.
Then I think the timeline actually works on when this would come about.
Okay.
Personally.
Now that you mention it, that does make a lot of sense. That's true. And the ship even looks a little bit Defiant-esque, like a souped-up Defiant.
Yeah, it's small. It looks like a next generation Defiant class. Well, I don't know if I would go that far. Now that I'm getting a better look at it, I wouldn't really say that's like a Defiant, but it's weird to me that, like, okay, so like the Breen were able to smack the snot out of the Cerritos and disable the shields and everything like that. What I know, we just got an appearance, but because I'm such a technical nerd, I'm just like, so they can destroy one ship with one torpedo? Like, what's so special about those torpedoes? Why doesn't everybody have those torpedoes? Like, that has nothing to do with ship class. That's just a torpedo.
Or does it?
Yeah, it's just unless they go with some way. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
just
are they trying to make a
nerd,
point that like the Cerritos is just that low on the totem pole that they don't have?
I guess that could be one way to take it. Yeah,
maybe so. And now we're in the official report on it is FNN, right? Is that
with friggin' lapel mics?
Freaking lapel mic, and they're so big.
And they look like modern. They look like today's lapel mics.
They do. Guys. They've lived this long. Why? Now that you mention that, it bothers me so much.
Seriously, it's like in Picard when what's her name had earbuds to listen to music, and everybody's just like, "That's insane. Why would she have earbuds?" And then, like, I think the showrunner chimed in and said, well, certain pieces of technology, like they peak, like they can't get any more advanced, like a spoon. And we're like, I can think of 15,000 ways that earbuds could change in advance. Anyway,
yeah,
but that's
honestly,
neither here nor there.
You know what I want to see is like little like noise canceling headphones that are just like little force fields around your ear. That'd be badass.
Oh, yeah, let's see, just even something like that, or even just like we see her laptop, and then like in the little corner it says like noise isolation canceled or something like that, where it only goes to your ears because it's the future and you can do whatever the hell you want. I do love that we get a Pythian or Pytherian, something like that, bat reference, which is an Enterprise reference, with the Doctor's menagerie with all those animals.
Yes. And now for a big reveal.
Shar, yeah, you called this weeks ago.
I knew she would be back. They would not have left this hanging without some sort of purpose down the road. And lo and behold, this is the perfect moment for Mariner to resign her commission, and she's going to go mummy it up with almost Vosh.
Almost Vosh, yeah. Discount Vosh.
She's Vosh-like, but she's not Vosh.
All right, well, there you have it, folks.
To be continued until next week.
With the season finale, episode 10 of season 3. It goes by too quick.
Oh, man. Way too quick. But you know what? I am excited because next week, not only do we get the season finale of Lower Decks, but we also get back on the road with Star Trek Prodigy, which has been gone way too long. Those first 10 episodes feel like eons ago, but now we get to see the rest of the first season. I can't wait to catch up with all of the Janeways, what's going on with Chakotay. I'm very much looking forward to that.
All right, folks, we'll tune in next week when we have the season finale, and find us on Twitter, find us online, go to thenerdparty.com for all of our backlogged episodes. You can find me personally at the Insane Robin on Twitter.
And you can find me at Oh the Profanity.
Have a good week and live long and prosper.
Join the revolution. Join the Nerd Party.